the business side of it happened by accident and a little bit by necessity, because if you want to, let's say you want to decide you're going to have a business where brands are going to pay you to make videos and tell stories and do docuseries for them and do these interesting things that you think have a place in brand platforms. Well, the first part of that, it turns out, is getting in touch with those brands and saying, hey, I think we can help you. Can we show you some ideas? And that's sales. And so you back into this necessity of sales. And I can't say enough about my sales education over the last 10 years. It's been the most important part of my growth in anything. And it's been a hell of a journey, but that's been the thing that has been able to give me a career of any kind in the creative world, is being able to talk to places and eventually get some kind of budget to make some kind of project.
Hey everybody, this is Jeff Allen. Welcome to Who Gave Jeff Allen a Podcast. We are looking for you. We're going to find you. And I've been informed they put up two more billion people. Is that what it's? We're up to 8 billion now. Man, that COVID, I'm telling you. That's another thing. One of the old jokes I used to do back in the day was, you always hear people, in the middle class asking, why do poor people have so many babies? I've never been poor. I've been broke, and I understand the process of being broke. So poor, you're sitting around and you say, we're bored, let's do something. Well, let's go bowling. That costs money we don't have. You want to go to the movies? God, who has that kind of money? Hey, you want to touch each other? And we all know where that leads. So that's why poor people have so many babies. They're just bored and got nothing else to do. And should we protect ourselves? Costs money. So I'm for free birth control. I know that isn't into the some of your worldviews, but I am for free birth control. Anyway, I don't even know why I started the show with that. But
I get so many emails.
I know, you're going to get them. Carollyn
2 billion extra people.
Yeah, 2 billion. I just found out. For months I've been saying 6 billion. By the way, we do enjoy your comments, but make them constructive. You're an idiot. It's not really constructive. So it would help if you, again, I interrupt too much. Those are constructive things. I talk too much. Shut up, Jeff. Those are constructive. And it helps if you tell us the stuff you like, the guests you like. Share them. Share with people. Helps. Subscribe. Hit the buttons. Whatever it takes. I don't know. But that all helps. But again, you're a moron. Doesn't do much for me. Tammy calls me that all the time. So it just really kind of falls on deaf ears with me. And I know what I am, Mr. Zachary. Our guest today is my boss. He runs this place.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, we would not be able to do what we do here without him. He's kind enough to. I don't know if his partners know this, but he cut us a really good deal on the hourly rate here. Again, we're broke. We're not poor. We're broke. Zachary Slingsby.
Yes.
The Slingsby, the Beatles song, Eleanor Slingsby.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's what I was named after.
Wait a minute. Rigby.
Yeah.
It's Rigby. Okay.
It's Rigby.
Again, I told you, I'm a moron. This is so that ruins that
I just want to say I'm sorry.
That whole joke.
I'm sorry for leaving all those comments on the YouTube, and I will take that to heart, and that won't happen again. I'll be constructive next time. Okay.
I appreciate
You got
that.
it. You got it.
And if I'd known it was you, I would have been bothered by it more. But my gosh, you run this play. I mean, I don't know. Well, Zachary Slingsby, everybody, entrepreneur, author. Let's get to that right away. His latest novel is your first.
This is my first published novel. I've written other novels, but this is my first published novel.
Really?
Published stories and other writing, but yeah, this is the first time I published a novel.
And you also, we'll get into, you do sketch comedy here.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because Nashville has become a magnet for some of the top comedians in the country and in the world. So you're able to scarf them up, bring them over here, and you put them on your YouTube I think that is the coolest thing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because that is a genre of comedy that I love. I've never really done much of it. I noticed you had me here one night, never invited me again. But
you were invited. You've been invited on. You've been in front of the camera. You've shot with us. You've been in the.
That's
You've
true.
done. You've been in the trenches.
I did shoot one
Yeah.
with you. That's right. I played
That's
the
right.
thug.
You play. Yeah.
Thug.
You crushed it.
You looked at my nose
You
and
did
you
great.
said, "There's no way this guy can be a suburban
No, everybody
husband."
here is too nice and kind and gentle, and you brought the Chicago way, the presence. So we were like, no questions, John. You
So
crushed it.
basically, what you're saying is I'm a.
Yeah, well, no, I said
And
that.
I brought that to
again.
the-
I didn't
to
mean
the-
to leave that comment, but yeah, I did.
Right.
No, I think
we can bleep that out,
all
right? That word, because that upsets
That's
people.
okay. You can say that. If you can
That's
say it
more
on NBC.
emails for Carollyn.
If you can say it on cable, you can say it here. On basic cable, I think you can still say prick. Yeah, everybody's
my generation. You make me sound old. Am I old? I mean,
yeah.
that's why there's no mirrors in our home anymore. We don't. We've stopped aging, Tammy and I. We don't have any mirrors, which explains all the hair. You know, Tammy mentioned this morning before I left. She goes, "Oh my gosh, you're going on camera and you're just hairy." And I go, "Babe, I can't even see it." You know? Ballad of the Gangster's Daughter. Give us the elevator pitch.
Okay, but let me correct something. You said I'm your boss. I'm a client services background. Anytime someone is paying them, they're the boss. So I work for you, Jeff. Just let's be clear about that.
Oh, well, in
so
that case.
anybody who comes into this building and uses it or rents space or does a media room, they're the boss. So let's be clear to the viewers at home about who's running the show here.
Okay.
Ballad of the Gangster's Daughter.
Yeah, but bottom line is, if you didn't want me here, I'd be
I
out.
would make a couple calls.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'd be out.
I wouldn't be me. It'd be Justin.
Right. I would not be here if you didn't want me here.
It's getting a little crowded here. No.
Bungalow Studios, by the
Yeah,
way, in Nashville. Can we do that, or are we going to have
Yeah.
like people showing up?
No, Bungalow Studios. We do a lot of podcasts here, a lot of shows, branded entertainment, and then there's also the headquarters, as you mentioned, for King Jester, which is a comedy platform.
I believe Nateland has a podcast.
Nateland has a show here.
Right.
They're actually doing it. I think they're doing it. What's today? Tuesday, right? Doing it right now in Studio A.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different shows here, music videos, commercials, and then also home to a lot of our content.
Right, great.
Yeah.
Man.
So I can give the story on that if it's interesting. I don't know how much people care about real estate and studios, but the you want me to, where do you want to go? You want to go to the book, or you want to go to
Nashville?
Yeah, you want to go
was
there?
that the goal when you left? Where were you?
New York.
New York City.
At the time that I moved here, it's disingenuous to say New York. I was working in New York, Madison Square Park. I was living in Leonia, New Jersey. It's not something you want to admit. I had lived there for 2 years.
What exit?
Yeah.
Did you live in Jersey?
Right off the first exit off the GW Bridge. So
God.
Fort Lee. Leonia is right next to Fort Lee. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just immediately got into traffic. You didn't just glide into the gridlock.
And I was only like a few miles from the city, and it could be hours.
I was going to say you could probably walk quicker.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I lived in Jersey and worked in the and that GWB was you had to get I had to get a mindset. One of the reasons I left Jersey was because I got tired of building my entire life around the traffic patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times it was maybe where I lived 40 minutes to the tunnel, 35. And it would take another hour and a half to go the next mile and a half.
Yeah.
Or I just breeze in. I put on 20 pounds because you get an hour and a half, 2 hours early with nothing to do but eat slices.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
So,
well, were you going in for shows at night?
yeah, I was working catch, but you have a 7 o'clock show.
Yeah.
I left at 4:30. I left at 4, because I didn't know what the traffic was going to be. And what ended it really was Tammy had tickets to see the Rockettes Christmas with the kids. The kids were really little. And I was out of town, and she said, when should I leave? I said, what time's the show? She said, 7. I said, leave at 4. She goes, Jeff, it's like 35. Anyway, she was 20 minutes late. 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's
to go in.
very common.
And she's no cell phones.
Yeah.
She actually risked her life to get on a payphone in New York. Imagine with the rhinoviruses stuck to those things.
Like 3 kinds
screaming
of
screaming at me at the hotel. I'm never coming into this city again.
It's not great for families. We found that pretty quickly, and we moved back there when we had our second child. And we moved into New Jersey. So we rented a townhouse in Jersey. So it wasn't the same as the intensity of living in Manhattan. I had done that earlier, and I went to college in the Bronx and in Fordham, and I grew up in Rockland County. So I lived all over that area, but I didn't feel the craziness and intensity factor until we had kids. Then bringing them in, go to a restaurant, even to Central Park to do something, you just suddenly aware of how much possible danger they're in at any moment. And
it's funny, we took them to the Macy's fireworks show, and I literally had one of my sons on my shoulders for 3 hours. Yeah. And then I felt this warm thing on my neck.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. And where else is he going to go?
You could have mentioned.
Now you're going to go down to the subway and go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like he said, "Dad, I got to go." I mean, he just went. So that was brutal. An icing on the cake. And again, in New York, urine doesn't really stand out, so it was fine.
Did you ever do the walk from the Port Authority bus station to the underpass to the NQR subway? You ever do that walk?
No, I stayed off the
just about
subways.
the most depressing stretch of real estate in the city. And you're going you got to go to the basement of the Port Authority.
Which is saying something.
The Port Authority is already a horrible criminal place to be, and it's the stench of hell. And you walk down under it and you got to catch a tunnel under that to get to the subway. And in that stretch, it's probably, 50 yards or something. You got homeless people, defecating everywhere. Your newspapers being resold, and people yelling at you for why you should buy their publication. They just come out of the house, and then some people quoting, scripture or something, and then you have some other people cursing at them to stop. And then there's this poem that's printed on the underpass. These 2 words at a time, and it says, "It's like so early, so tired. If late, get fired. Go back home, do it again. What's the point?" Something like that. It's literally like
nihilist creed.
Just hits you in the head with what is the meaning of your life. And people have to do this every morning. They just drove in for an hour and go through that and see that poem every morning.
I wrote a book based on that poem.
Yeah. You did?
Are we there yet?
It's
the nihilist creed.
The nihilist creed, yeah.
Nihilist creed. What's the point?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I should have said e pluribus unum, because out of the many one, where you think of that's what I loved about New York.
That's the other side. It's great and exciting and electric.
Because it's just people watch, and the energy on the street was phenomenal. I can remember, now I was there in the late 80s, early 90s when it was really bad. Yeah. I mean, my car got broken into like every other night.
Yeah.
I used to leave my windows open. I had the sign, no radio. That was already stolen.
Was Giuliani mayor when you were there?
No, not yet. And that's what I was going to get to. And we moved to Arizona, and I went back to work 2 years into Giuliani's term. And I remember calling Tammy. Again, I risked my life on a payphone to call my wife and tell her, this city's different. I mean, I walked from the west side to the east side. I mean, I was staying with a friend on the west side, and I just started walking. I figured I'll grab a cab when I get tired. And I ended up walking all the way to Catch a Rising Star over on Second Avenue, I think it was. I don't know. But the energy is just phenomenal.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Not at all. And when I go there now, we used to go to Broadway plays, Tammy and I. We loved them. Even when we moved away, we'd make time to go for 4 or 5 days and watch a handful of plays. And then Tammy, she showed dogs. So she was at Westminster once, and she was out to dinner, and somebody slipped her a roofie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and her buddy, her friend Michael, fireman carried her up to the hotel and put her to bed, and she got sick for like 8 hours. I don't know. And
that can happen in New York too.
Well, that's the point.
PSA.
But anyway, but the
it's
point
electric and fun, and people watch and then get roofied.
No. But the point of the story was, she goes, I'm never stepping foot in the city. And that's Tammy. That's Tammy.
It's not for everyone.
They're dead to me. And I said, you can't condemn a city of 8 million Now is it 12 million? I don't. Now I'm worried about my population thing.
I think it's 8.
Hey,
but yeah,
anyway,
it
but
was
you
8.
can't
I don't know.
condemn the entire
Maybe it's
city.
more.
Stay out of the bars.
It's one of those things where a lot of people go there when they're younger, and you feel like anything is possible. And I certainly felt that way, and I fell in love with it too. And then you kind of feel like, well, maybe there's another chapter outside of this area. John Updike has a great quote. He says, "The true New Yorker feels that anyone who's living anywhere else must, in some sense, be kidding." That everyone thinks it's better to go anywhere else has to be. And I'm not one of those types of people from New York, and I know them, and they really feel that way. And I, as soon as we got off the plane here, my wife and I, we were visiting, started driving around this place. I'm sure similar to when you got. It feels like home. We wanted to have a big family. It's very hard to do outside of New York. It's much easier to do here.
Elon Musk.
We're coming for Elon, yeah. And so it's we felt like this was.
He's
the
up
spot.
to 14, by the way.
Is he got 14?
14.
Yeah. Well,
4 different women. I mean, you're
he needs to
you're
hear
a traditionalist.
free birth
You
control
figure only
speech.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dealing with one womb. He's dealing with 4 different wombs. So
14 out of so you got
14 out of 4. Yeah. Well, he's had
4 spread across 14.
6,
Yeah.
but 2.
Yeah.
I did the whole research last night.
Yeah, interesting.
Because I heard you have a gaggle of children.
I have 5 kids.
5 kids.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Tammy told me once in one of her more lucid moments that if she'd known I was going to turn out the way I turned out, she would have had more children with me.
If it was going to end up good, she would have kept
like
going.
so many of you out there now, I sat and tried to find the compliment in that.
Yeah, there's something in there you could tease out.
I'm a decent guy.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, got here, and 2021 we got
Wow.
here, and so
you
for
were in New
almost
York
5
at the
years.
beginning of COVID.
Yeah, it was a bit of an accelerating factor to get here. But here, got to know the studio over the last year and a half, like just the last really 2 years. We got our friend of mine had a lease here, and then we started renting office space here. The old owner was looking to get out right at the time that our company was kind of ready to expand, and we found some folks who wanted to invest in the purchase of it, and we said we'll manage it, we'll co-invest with it, we'll run the business, and that coincided with the launch of King Jester, really. So we were able to do both kind of within the same couple-month window, and we're only in the first kind of inning of it, but it's going really good. We get great folks like you in here doing shows. You're surrounded by creatives doing really interesting things with new ideas, and it feels like a great place. Everything in the places that we all came from feels like it's been happening forever, and there's a sense of sort of just humdrum, maybe a little touch of despair in a couple of those little pockets, and here feels very full of possibilities and collaboration and exciting stuff.
Yeah, rumor has it, I don't know, Tammy pointed this out on something she read online. Paramount, they're trying to merge with Warner Brothers. They're trying to buy Warner Brothers, and California said they're going to sue them. And the president of Paramount apparently said, if California stops this merger, we're moving our entire operation to Nashville.
Well, I saw something like that too, and I think some of it is in the works. Some number of productions are coming here, or I don't know if it's corporate or productions, but it's if it's like actual boots on the ground physical production or corporate. But yeah, some segment of that is in the works.
Well, there's some great sound stages outside in Columbia and those areas. But we're here to talk about the Ballad of the Gangster's Daughter. What was the genesis? I love. It's fascinating to me because the book I wrote, if I didn't have somebody sort out my thoughts, it would have been a 700-page tome that nobody would have wanted to read because, Zachary, I have things to say. And it turns out not a lot of it's very important. When you get a true editor, we can they're
extraneous.
And I'm going, this is brilliant. What are you taking that out for?
Yeah.
I had a whole chapter on Tammy's menopause. They took it out.
Yeah.
They didn't think it was relevant.
How could they?
To a meaningful
Do they not understand how important perimenopause?
How could my thoughts on her menopause not be a point to a meaningful life?
Very funny.
So anyway, Ballad of the
editing.
Gangster's Daughter. What was the seed? Like you said, you've written other novels.
Yeah. I wrote a novel in my early 20s that I got an agent for and got very excited about, failed to sell to a publisher. It was very heartbreaking at the time, but pushed me into other jobs, other writing jobs, and eventually into content which is how all this stuff happened, and the branded content was our big thing for years. And that's how we met, Jeff. I don't know if you remember,
Yes.
but we reached out to you. We're doing a branded content project, and I got to interview you.
You
this
did
is
at
when I
Zany's.
first at Zany's. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
And this is right around when we first moved here, probably 22. And then
Where can they find that? Because I'm in that.
you're in that one. You get
All of a sudden, that
you make some
project
points in
became
there.
very important to me.
That's on somewhere. I've seen clips of it from on other channels of you talking about that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of me asking you questions. I'll find it. But the novel. So wrote other novels along the way of this kind
So
of
with
content
5 kids,
career.
how do you find time to write?
Yeah.
Do you do it at night? I mean, obviously, you're not. You're here during the day.
Yeah, this particular book I wrote a few years ago, and I just put it in a drawer, and we got agents representing us for some other work we were doing, and one of them happened to ask, do you have any books? Because we were talking, and he knew that I had been represented by Writers House previously as an agency in New York, and he asked, do you have any books that you haven't sold? I said, yeah, I've got a couple, and he took a look at this one, really loved it, and he took it out, and he was able to sell it. So when did I write? I wrote it over a short period of time because I was sick. I had COVID and I couldn't really work, and I was kind of in bed and reading other books that I really liked. And I said, let me try and write another one. And wrote this.
So for a budding writer
Yeah.
out there that might be listening to this, again, it's got to be disheartening. You get an agent, which is uplifting.
Yeah.
Again, that's the ebb and flow of everything. So you're exhilarated because you got the agent. Now you figure, okay, this will get sold because that's their job is to sell it.
Yeah.
So now you pour your heart and soul into a novel, and then they read it and go, we don't want it. I've read where authors have pasted literally an entire wall with their rejection notices.
I've got them. Got them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So again,
some of us just walk off, do a walk off.
yes, I
Home
was
run.
going to say some of us, just get published right away.
Harper Collins just, hey, can you write a book? They'll find you.
Yeah.
But,
well, it helps if you've lived the life of a prison inmate.
yeah, if you have some story to tell.
Yeah,
if you have so I don't
For
know when this
whatever
will come
reason,
out, but
Americans
August-
just like
August 3rd, we can hear more from Carollyn Xavier, who's nestled in the corner. But
producer hat is on right now.
yeah. So I think that basically you get an agent and you do feel that you're at the end of the process. You feel like you've done it.
Yeah.
An agent says, all you're told, I got a Master of Fine Arts at the New School after college. And all you're told through that process, I interned for agencies, I had part-time jobs at publishing houses, and all they tell you is the hardest thing in the world is to get somebody to read and care about your book. And once you get that done, you're good and you get an agent. And I happened to get one very quickly at a very prestigious agency. So for anybody that I was in the trenches with at that time, you won the game. Right. And they had the front row, a quick phone call away to Random House and Picador and Simon & Schuster, all these different places. So you think you did it. For me, it was a failure that unspooled over about a year and a half. It was not like you get a quick, this didn't work out. We all know, anybody who's been through development shows, Jeff, I know you've had stories but it's like anybody that is trying to do something that's hard to do and takes time and a lot of gatekeepers stamping the approval of it. Right. You find out over a long time it didn't work out. So that's what happened to me. By the time I really got my head around this book is not going to become a book, I was at a different job in DC. I'm trying to write another novel. And I was going kind of crazy. My wife, she's my girlfriend at the time, but she comes into my apartment and I have pasted up strips of just papers everywhere that have little pieces of the next book that I'm going to write. I'm thinking I'm going to piece all these together and make it. She's like, it's like a beautiful mind in here. You look like you've gone totally, this is crazy. You're not healthy.
It's not healthy.
No, and the book was starting to get worse and worse because now I'm trying to write it to appease these gatekeepers in the city that don't even live in anymore.
That's the thing that with stand-up.
Yeah.
If I had seen Nate Bargatze back when I was auditioning for those shows, I was told by more than one person, they don't want one story for 3 or 4 minutes. They want 6 different jokes from different topics. So
you start playing to that.
So I'm a storyteller. And again, I liken it to Harry Chapin. Harry Chapin couldn't get his music on AM radio. They wanted 90 seconds. And he tells 3-4 minute. His songs were stories.
Yeah.
So when FM came and it was long form, and he was able to play 4 or 5 minute songs, he skyrocketed. And that's the thing. You start listening to too many people instead of doing what comes natural to you. And I watch Nate work, and I go, man, that's the way I like to work. I like to just kind of pick one thing and then and tie it all in at the end with a nice little bow.
Oh, it's the greatest adage in the book about Hollywood. Nobody knows anything, and you're getting all this advice on trends and what's working. And who would have thought a bald UFC commenter 3-hour podcasts are going to generate millions and millions of views? So I agree. I try not to subscribe to that stuff either. But it's hard, especially when, for me, I was young and you're hearing all these things and you want to get into the club. You just want to be in the club so badly. So you want to
So the process, you come up with the idea. I'm reading, I just started Harlan Coben novel because of the show on Netflix called I Will Find You. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize it was an author. When I saw Harlan Coben, I thought it was an actor, but he's the writer. And I've read all the Harry Bosch books, 42 of them. I've read Jack Reacher, 27 of them. So
that stuff is good.
Yeah, so when you said, did you create a character or these?
This book was a character. I had a character in mind. She's Serena Magic. She's the protagonist of the book. And what the book is kind of a hack. It's a device. It's 7 chapters, and she has 7 sisters. And in each chapter, we learn about the death of a different sister. And it takes place over 5 decades. And some of them die of natural causes, and some of them die of very unnatural causes. And her journey weaves through the whole gamut, the whole tragic 7 chapters of death. So the original title of the book was the 7 Dead Sisters of Serena Magic, and that was the point. You get a different chapter, you're wondering which sister's going to die and how they're going to die, and it gives it that sort of suspenseful edge. And then along the way, you get this very literary story of a family who and a daughter who has a very complex relationship with her father, who comes from a life of crime.
So, is it the 7 stages of grief?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's different. It's just different little snippets of her life. She is a very gifted character that's in this sordid life, right? She has. She's a songwriter, and she's very, kind of this poetic soul, and she has all these avenues open to her life. And so she's constantly choosing between going out and exploring her own gifts and staying loyal to this family that has all of these nefarious tendencies. And so she has to, each death presents a new kind of checkpoint for her to decide which side of life she's going to prioritize. Is it her gifts and her adventure and her kind of milestones, or is it trying to help people who are very flawed, very broken, and have this kind of live in the shadow of this criminal life?
I'm looking forward to this.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Justin told me he read the first page. It's a win. Sorry. I read the first page.
I didn't read the first page.
Yeah.
You just gave it to me.
No, Justin downstairs.
I noticed you signed Carollyn's. I don't have a signature.
Yeah, well,
right.
It's not something you want to presume that anybody wants. I do have your book signed, so I will.
Well, I presumed. I just signed it for you.
I wanted that. Yeah.
And I'm last 2 weeks ago, I think someone said they went by your house and it was in a garage sale you were having.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's always nice.
We don't sell that.
I hope you were getting at least 50 cents for it. Tammy actually haggles people down at garage sales.
That's awesome.
I mean, my favorite story of Tammy, this is my wife in a nutshell. Tijuana, some couple of street urchins, and I... The kid wanted $1 for something. She goes, I'll give you 50 cents.
Tijuana kid.
I said, give him a 5. Yeah. Oh my God. She goes, it's not worth $1. I said, it's not worth 50 cents. I go, just give him a 5 spot.
That's awesome.
She just cracks me up.
She's trying to bring
people at the corners, at the homeless people. She has an eye.
She's bringing free market principles to
the
streets of Tijuana.
My brother was on and off the streets through crack cocaine and whatever. He had a hard life. And so when I see people at the corner, if I got cash readily available, I mean, I don't, I'm just, a matter of fact, we just talked about this. I want Dave Ramsey or somebody like him on here to talk about this cashless thing. I'm starting to carry cash again. I don't want to be a digital economy. I don't
Yeah.
want, and we're going to talk about that. Send us, if you know people that are experts in that area, we would love to have a guest on there. But anyway, if I have cash readily available, and Tammy goes, don't give it to him. I go, what do you mean? She goes, he's just a con artist. I go, so what does he sit at home and get BO and, stink up? And
Yeah.
then, all right, I'm ready to go out. And I look the part now, But then, again, she goes, give him 20.
Yeah.
I go, what's different about the two? She goes,
Yeah.
she says,
Some hits differently with some
So anyway,
people, yeah.
we're going to 12:30.
The supper club over there?
Yeah, the supper club. So anyway, which again is it's a $300 dinner. I mean, we're spending money, and I go to give a guy money on the thing, and because she told me to, so I give him a 20. So now we leave the parking garage, and I'm walking out. There's another guy. So I go in the pocket to get money out. She goes, no, this guy, he's a con artist. What a gift. What a gift. You can see it in people's hearts and souls.
Maybe she's right.
I don't
Maybe
know.
she's just
God,
picking them
God
off.
has given us all gifts. And maybe
Real
that's
one, imposter,
that's right.
just figuring
when
it out,
Jesus said, take care of the widows,
Yeah.
the orphans.
Every
and
third
the thing.
time.
That's
Yeah.
it. But I will put on your heart the ones that I want to feed. I don't know. I
I gotta say, she's not alone. There's someone comes up to the window of your car when you're stopped. You do have this Spidey reaction, like, I think this is for real or not. I don't know. But
Yeah.
you do have something whispering to you that maybe this one is a big deal.
Yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on this stuff, because as Christians and Bible believers, I would love to ask the audience to reach out to Carollyn, not Jeff, or Zachary. You have an email, right?
Come by, yeah. We're at Skyway Studios in North Nashville. No. Yeah, I'm kidding. Come by anytime.
At what point did you realize that you don't want to write stories, but you want to build business around storytelling? So you basically took your passion, which is storytelling, and you combined it with your desire for entrepreneurship. It's a risk. You know that. I mean, obviously, you're in it.
Yeah, it's tough to take all the credit of like this.
I wasn't giving you all the credit.
Entrepreneur. You give me some more than anybody else here has given me, frankly. But I think that it just sort of happened by accident. I don't think anybody who's creative. Well, that's not true. There are plenty of creative people who go into business. The business side of it happened by accident and a little bit by necessity. Because if you want to, let's say you want to decide you're going to have a business where brands are going to pay you to make videos and tell stories and do docuseries for them and do these interesting things that you think have a place in brand platforms. Well, the first part of that, it turns out, is getting in touch with those brands and saying, hey, I think we can help you. Can we show you some ideas? And that's sales. And so you back into this necessity of sales. And I can't say enough about my sales education over the last 10 years. It's been the most important part of my growth in anything, and it's been a hell of a journey, but that's been the thing that has been able to give me a career of any kind in the creative world, is being able to talk to places and eventually get some kind of budget to make some kind of project. And it started at a very small level with small businesses in small areas of DC and Northern Virginia, and then got a little bigger and a little bigger until we were able to do it for some blue chip brands in some places everyone has heard of. So, and that brand entertainment, that industry, that world, that's the one of the most important things happening in entertainment right now. And I can't say enough about it. Yeah.
Explain it to me. A company comes to you and says, we have this. We
Well, let me pay attention. We go to them often. Now sometimes they'll come to us, but we often are knocking, right?
Well, you got a library of stuff now that you can at least show. This is what we do.
Totally.
Is it all around humor, or
no?
Do you
and usually
stuff?
we'd always had done comedy, and it probably started with more comedy, but it's always like we've gotten a lot of documentaries, a lot of biopics types, corporate video, even like all kinds of different videos that we've done over the years. But brand entertainment, basically in a nutshell, just means anything that is coming from a brand. The brand pays for it and they put it out. That is not an advertisement. So it's not a commercial. It's something that's intended to entertain you. It's something where if you're scrolling on your phone and you see it, you're not watching it out of an interest in what the brand is selling to you. You're watching it the way you would watch your favorite social media video or your favorite YouTube video or your favorite show, your favorite series.
That's a niche.
It's a niche. Chick-fil-A's doing this with, all these animated shorts and this family style content. Everybody's doing it. Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, DoorDash, Red Bull is very famous for it. Yeti, MeUndies. There's so many brands that are creating their own mini studios because they understand the best way to get attention is not to try to sell you a discount code for their product. It's to tell you stories, to try to entertain you in some way.
Because Carollyn will tell you this. If I put out an ad for a show, if I just say, I'm going to be such and such, it gets nothing, really. I mean, handful of people will
right, if you put out a funny clip with the date on it.
Put a funny clip,
well, yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's a completely different animal. Who was your first client?
That paid me, or that I did for free? Because we did some stuff for free for a little while until we could get a portfolio together. The first client that paid us was a brewery in DC, and it was a small contract, and then we got bigger contracts soon after that from a nonprofit, and then there was like hot sauce. I mean, just started to trickle up. Yeah.
Walk us through the process of putting together. A company comes to you, says, we want this. Do they give you an outline of what they want, or do they just leave it on you to create?
It's all different. It's always different.
That's hard. I mean, you can't duplicate, can you? I mean, can you take, we had an
idea that didn't go, and I'm not going to say we've never done that. Yeah. Sure. We just had, I can't say the story, but we just had one where we did that. It's very interesting. What's happening now, because this is taking off and Hollywood producers are looking to find brands to pay for their shows. And they're doing it in this very crass, very Hollywood way, where they say, hey, they'll call up, I'm making it up, but they'll call up Heinz, and they'll say, hey, I have a show. It takes place at a diner. What if we put your ketchup in there and you guys give us $2 million an episode to do this? And Heinz will be like, and they'll give him a creative treatment, and they'll be like, I don't know what a creative treatment is. We're working a brand. I don't know what you're talking about. So where we have had, because we came from that world and entertainment was this sort of thing we were always moving towards, you really should talk to a brand by understanding where they want to go. What are their pillars? What are their marketing goals?
It's interesting.
What do they want to solve for?
When I was a kid, television was usually the Texaco Hour.
Yeah, exactly. Colgate Comedy Hour.
Colgate Comedy Hour.
Yeah. This stuff it's very cyclical.
One company funded the entire thing.
And they got the benefit of owning that,
Right.
Yeah.
You see it headed that way with because it's interesting. We have YouTube TV now, and we get interrupted for their commercials. And I said to Tam, I go, gee, I wonder if I was going to a city, if they could put it in like that particular city, if I bought an ad on a show where my comedy tour was coming. I mean, if it would be cost effective. I mean, again, I'm asking you. You're a branding guy.
Say it again. So
I'm coming to say Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
And have YouTube buy a YouTube ad that they put in a comedy show or something else, because that's YouTube does it all the time to us. They'll just they'll put their own ad in. I mean, it's obviously not a national ad.
The thing is, though, Jeff, you have such a loyal audience and you have such a direct pipeline to them that it's hard to imagine the ROI of a YouTube ad against performance in a city is going to be as valuable to you as your social media post. I don't know. I mean, it's worth trying, but you got to think about it. They have to find your audience in a local market. It's already expensive. The more targeted you get with ads, the more expensive the ad gets. Yeah. Then you got to make sure that it's not just people who live there, but they know you. They know they might want to go see you. So it's 2 targets to hit in a small market when you already have a free pipeline to your folks.
Okay, thanks, man. You talked me out of it. Save me money.
There you go.
I know you've been dealing with it, and again, it's so interesting to me. You're a young guy. I'm an old guy. Old guys always lead with their illnesses when you meet somebody. How are you? Well, I just had my hip replaced. I knew you quite a long time and did not have any clue that you were dealing with such a pile of health issues. Do you want to talk about them? I mean, again,
I don't know how interesting it is to anybody, but I'm I'm not. It's not a secret, but I don't know how exciting it is to hear.
Well, I had a healthy, an unhealthy fear. Apparently, it turns out it was a healthy fear of Lyme disease.
Yeah, it's not what you want
for like a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, if I walked through the weeds to find a golf ball, I immediately, would spray myself with stuff, and I'd look on the thing, and every freckle. That's actually for the longest time qualified as foreplay for Tammy and I was tick checks. She'd go out in the garden, come back, and I'd pick 2 or 3 off her, and and then it would lead,
sure, we can let the viewers at home use their
I know, I can hear the collective coming from the fans.
This is how we get 2 billion more.
So anyway, so again, you've been dealing with it for how long?
I've been dealing with it. I got a tick bite years ago. Again, I don't know. I don't love talking about it because I don't know how interesting it is to anybody. I don't like to sound like, I don't know. A lot of people are dealing with worse versions of Lyme disease, certainly than I've had to deal with. But mine was no picnic either. I got a tick bite 4.5 years ago, and it was, I didn't know what I had. That's the thing. If you know it and you take medicine right away, you're usually all right. I didn't know for about 9 months. So I'm getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I lost all this weight. I got all these crazy symptoms. I'm getting all these intricate tests and EKG and heart measurements and all this stuff, and I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm pretty close to like bedridden. I'm have like near constant flu-like symptoms and fevers and chills, and I'm shedding weight. I'm like becoming incredibly emaciated. And I eventually found a doctor. Oh, and I got a test. I eventually got a Lyme test, and it's negative. So it turns out, apparently, I didn't know this, half of the Lyme test, I just got it at an urgent care. And if you just go to a regular place and get a
I'm freaking out because I've
test,
had Lyme tests every year for like the last.
You go to an urgent care, you go to a doctor.
No, I go to the doctor.
So that's the thing. I went to an urgent care, they did a quick test, they said it was negative. So I said, all right, I don't have Lyme disease. So I moved on.
Wow.
And months later, I found a good doctor who gave me a deep blood analysis. And they found 5 different types of Lyme bacteria that had been swimming in my system. And Lyme spirochete bacteria is different than other bacteria. It corkscrews into your cells. So it's very effective at hiding from antibiotic treatment. So I did 3 months of antibiotics, maybe more, of 3 different types of antibiotics. They're very powerful, and they wreaked their own havoc on me. And then it didn't kill it. It made me feel better for a little bit while I was on them, and then it didn't. But it didn't make it go away. And it's just been a journey ever since. I've done all kinds of treatments, very traditional ones, some very non-traditional. Diet, lifestyle, supplements, anything. You get sleep training, fasting, everything. All kinds of different stuff that I've done for this. I'm way better than I was, for sure.
Right.
The things that have not come back, I still have some cognitive stuff, and I still have some just bodily fatigue, and I don't have the strength or energy that I had before. So I can't like do a normal workout. I can't do certain things like that, or not come back yet.
Yeah.
But everything else, by and large, like I've been to these Lyme facilities. People are in wheelchairs. People have gone blind sometimes. It's crazy, right?
It's a
So I got out of
serious
it with
thing,
relatively, comparatively, I got out of it in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, man. Now you have 5 kids, and husband, father, entrepreneur, writer. When I do, as a matter of fact, I got to make a video for a retreat. The only thing I ever tell fathers, because people ask, is time. That's the only finite thing we have in life is time.
Yeah.
So where do you find the time? Do you pick a kid out every night to go, I want to spend an hour with? Or do you just, weekends, you just shut off and go, this is what we're doing?
I have not gotten this perfect, so I don't like to give. I'm not giving any wisdom on it. But for me, I just try to make radical choices in the middle of a Wednesday. If I have a free hour and a half, I go grab one of them, go out to do something, or go out to get ice cream, or stay in the backyard and play. Take them to the pool randomly, when I have some time. So I try to I work, an exorbitant amount, probably not a good amount, but I really enjoy it. I feel very lucky to have all these things going on. They're also all existing in very delicate harmony with one another. Where I'm very aware that everything can go away. Any entertainment endeavor can go away very quickly.
Well, after this podcast, it is definitely going to go away.
This is done. This is already good. I see the best thing would be
should start any second now because we shut the air off.
Just put the dilapidated chair under the air conditioned leak, and we'll turn into a slip and slide, and then we'll really go viral. So it's all very delicate. So I'm very mindful of that, but I also you have to have a sense of ultimately, what you just said, time is going and they're getting older. Nothing's more important. So, it's a cliche, but it's very true. And so I try to be very radical about the commitment of time with them.
I think that is, again, I think the kids understand that.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that.
I think they do.
What do they understand?
They understand that you have to work.
My kids don't understand.
They don't?
They don't get it. This morning,
what
Mary,
are they, morons?
Mary, some of them. Mary this morning said, my 4-year-old, 5-year-old said, 5-year-old, she said, do you have to go to work? I said, yes. And she said, I just wish you didn't sign up for it. She wishes I didn't sign up for that because she's used to the swimming. You signed up for swimming, you have to go. Whatever.
Well, again,
she goes, I just wish you didn't sign up for that. They have they don't want me to leave ever, and they're sad, and it's a bummer. It's brutal.
It breaks your heart. My son one day said to me, he's 4 or 5, 5 maybe. He says, why do you have to go to the airport? And I said, well, I get on a plane and I go somewhere and I tell jokes. He goes, why can't you tell jokes at home? Yeah. And I said, because nobody will pay me to hear jokes at home. So he literally went out at 5 years old, set up a joke stand. My dad will tell you a joke for a nickel.
That's a killer.
And after an hour in this Phoenix sun at 100 and whatever degrees, he comes walking in. I said, how's it going? He goes, nobody wants to hear your jokes.
Get on a plane.
Get on a plane. Well, again, but they understood that. But when I was home, that's where I messed up. I'd go to the golf course.
Right.
The time I had at home, they see that. You don't want to spend time with us. And I'm making up, believe me, I am making up for as much as I can. I just took my son and my grandson to the monster truck rally, and this is going to cause some problems, but not worth a nickel. I mean, it was the most boring. My grandson loved it. By the way, if you have a 10-year-old, they love it. It's loud and they're big trucks, but the commercial shot. Well, you're a branding guy. So you shoot it, and it's like one after another. Bam, bam, wheelie, wheelie. It's like a wheelie, and then 8 minutes later, another wheelie, and then 12 minutes later, another wheelie, and then 45 minutes. Oh, we have an intermission. Let's go sell some swag.
Some merch,
Yeah, and then you come back, and it's a wheelie, and then I looked at my son. I went, $450.
What do you think it is when you're home and you have young kids? Because I've heard this from people. There's a pressure that I guess like Graham Greene is a great writer. He said man craves escape as much as he does food and deep sleep. And so there's something about an environment where you're loved and everything is peaceful and nice that a certain kind of person can't handle that. And I can somewhat relate to that, but I don't know. Is that what you like when you're saying I go to the golf course or I leave or whatever? Was that what you're feeling?
Well, Tammy and I were having problems. There was a lot of stress with my wife, so I would feel that tension start as the plane was descending into Arizona. Yeah. So all it would take would be one look or one sigh, or and again, all she wanted from me was time. Again, it's really not complicated. You only know what you know. So I was raised by a father who had no patience at all for young children, none at all. I mean, it was so bad that if we wandered into the kitchen while he was there, my mother would freak out because it would just send him off, scream at us, throw things, get out of here, so. It was the funniest story. We were hitting golf balls, my dad and I, and my youngest son was 3 or 4 years old, and so one guy would hit, and the other guy would watch the kid because you didn't want the kid wandering off and getting hit with a club. And at one point, my father says to me, he goes, "He's getting away." I go, "Well, pick him up." And I'm not making this up. My dad starts hurting my son. He wouldn't lift him. He wouldn't lift a 3-year-old. He just kind of
Just guiding him.
And then I asked my sister when we got back from the golf course, I go, "Did you ever sit in Dad's lap and watch television?" She goes, "Now that you mention it, no."
Yeah.
He just, something happened to my father at a very young age that didn't allow human contact. And I kind of grew up where I was the opposite. I always had both boys in my lap. If I was watching TV, my boys were sitting with me. And I felt that as long as I hugged them enough, I was doing my job.
Yeah.
But I wasn't spending any time with them, And the times I tried to take them to the golf course, I'd throw clubs and cuss and scream. And I was a lunatic, an absolute lunatic. No, shockingly, they didn't want to play. Then again, my argument with Tammy was, well, my dad was like that, and I still play.
Yeah.
So every time I see somebody, I just wonder how you balance and what does that look like? My manager, Lenny, is so close with his boys. They really are. They're very close.
Lenny's,
He's just but he always made.
He's a rare gem of a human being.
He is. Yeah. He worked for tons of hours at Zany's, but the time he had with those kids, that was that you didn't interrupt. You did not interrupt. No, I'm taking him here. I'm doing this. I'm, Little League. He was always at the games. When after the kids were born, he made time to do those things. And again, I'm traveling. I wasn't like I was in the same town. But again, I think my kids noticed. Well, when he's home, he doesn't want to be with us anyway. And again, I don't know what age that clicks in. Certainly not 4, but I don't know why we went down.
No, there's a day of disillusionment for most kids. But I don't know. I feel like that probably happens anyway. Like I had really great parents, and you always find things to fester on or to come up with that could have done better this way or that way, and so I think you're kind of in trouble as a parent. No matter what.
Well, in this day and age,
you just find, just find something. Well, they go no contact now. Yeah. I'm scared. I hate that. I don't like that that's an option. You can go no contact. You don't hear about this? We're doing a sketch on this. So you can say, I don't feel that you've been helpful to me as a parent. So it's not like I'm going to come over and tell you what's wrong. Like, you're done. We're through kind of thing.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of it with the younger, now we're fortunate. We have people in our family that don't want to talk to us, but they let us see the grandkids.
Yeah,
which is fine. I can live with that. My boys, and again, the relationship I have with them, and again, I'm not pining away and whining. I just know that if I passed away tomorrow, there'd be an hour of grief maybe, and just go, oh, he's gone.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be a hole in their in their hearts. Like I've known men, believe me, I've known a lot of them that were so close to when their fathers passed. I mean, it was years that grief, And I miss my father during the majors golf tournaments. If it wasn't for golf, we probably would not have talked for 20 years. But we talked every major golf tournament for 4 days. We'd get on the phone. We'd talk about the golf. It was the one thing we could talk about that didn't cause problems. But this is that Marxist thing that, the number one thing the Marxists have to do is destroy the nuclear family because the loyalty has to be to the state. So that's been in the works for decades, starting with getting rid of the fathers out of the homes and things, making it easier to be, single parents and stuff. But the nuclear family, if you can destroy that, you can destroy the culture, the society, and everything else. And it's tragic to hear that. I mean, that's an actual thing, which now explains why so many people I talk to after shows have said they've been cut off by their children.
Well, it's a bad idea for sure, but selfishness is just it has to go when you're a parent. You have to get rid of that. And that's very hard. So I don't know. I mean, look, I'm sure there are political ideologies all over the place wreaking all kinds of havoc, but you're always at war. Like, you can make it easy for your kids to look at you that way when you're not willing to relinquish your selfishness. And that's a constant struggle that every father has. Certainly I have. And it's really, that's the whole game, is now you have to live for someone else. And it's too much for people. It's just too much to say I have to live my life now for this other person. I've been working on all my stuff for years. What am I going to live for you now? That's crazy. I've been dealing, not a lot of time invested over here. And so that's the whole game. And it's...
well, that's the balancing act. That's what I'm talking about. It's like time is the only finite thing. That's it. You can make all the money in the world. But it's where you spend your time. And I'm here to tell you, as a 70-year-old father of two, the time spent with those children will reap rewards later in life. It's worth it. Believe me, it's worth it. Because the only thing I enjoy anymore, outside of performing, is spending time with those grandchildren and spending time with my boys. And I realized I don't know how to talk to my boys. I don't know how to have a conversation with my boys. And it breaks my heart. But I'm willing to go through the uncomfortableness. I don't know how many more years I got, but I'm going to spend as much time and money as I can. And I told Tammy this. I said, we have enough money to retire. I mean, if it all went away tomorrow, we could live comfortably. I'm going to spend as much money as I can trying to spend time.
Yeah.
And one of them lives in Montana. It's not easy to get up there. But I'm telling you, it is. You can't see it now because you're in it. Tammy will tell you. For years, you just go, God, I just wish they'd sleep till 8 in the morning. My God. And now she's up at 5:30. And for the longest time after we became empty nest, she was just lost because you're doing. And she's a trad wife. I mean, she is.
The OG trad.
Yeah, the OG trad. I mean, she took home ec. She cleans. I mean, and she cooks. She cleans. And for years, she apologized for that. We'd be at fundraisers and parties with all these professional people, and I'd hear her say, "Yeah, I'm just a housewife. I'm just, which is not true. I mean, she showed dogs. She showed at Westminster. She's now president of the American Boxer Club. She's always done.
Yeah.
But if we could do it again, we've talked about this. My God, our pillow talk is more about. My God, we would be so much better at it now. We would be less selfish now. We would be. But, and when you're in it, you just, you keep, we did. We just kept going, God, if they would just become more independent, if they would just stop relying on us for, and then there comes a point, that Harry Chapin song, man, now they don't have time for me. They don't have, I got the call, I make the calls. So now I have to reach out, which is so foreign to me. Because like you said, hey, I want to go to the golf. I want to do what I want to do. I'm traveling all the time, and I'm at the beck and call of my career. But when I get home, now she wants me, which is nice. Nice to have a wife that wants you around. But then again, so that balancing act of time. How much time do I spend with her? How much time do I spend on what I love, the golf game? How much do I spend on my career now? How much do I spend, and now we're doing the television project. And again, I know I'm rattling, but it's like, it's important. 20 years from now, nobody can see that.
Yeah. It's
hard. It's difficult because there's so many distractions, so many things that want our time, and with these devices and things. I just told you coming up the stairs, I'm starting to read again. I used to read voraciously, loved it. It was just quiet. Have the classical music on and just sit and read a good novel, a good book. When's the last time you had a page turner, man, where you were just going, don't bother. I mean,
oh yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, how many times I was landing where I was on the last 20 pages and they're taxiing to the thing.
Oh, we're totally losing it. Yeah. I mean, because I like to read and I'm losing it, so I understand that other people must.
Well, how do you have the time? That's
I
the one
neglect
thing that
the
you
children.
can't,
No.
unless you're one of those
Neglecting
speed
everybody.
readers, you know.
No, I read when they're asleep. It's very look, everything you say is great. I mean, it's profound. It really is. Really, it's touching. I mean, I do. You wrestle with these things all the time, and it's so. I feel like creative people can be very self-punishing. You're really looking to excoriate yourself all the time. So and figure out what it is that you're missing. You know, because you know you're missing something. What am I not doing right in life right now? I know it's something, and it sucks if that's when that's the thing, because you're right, you never get that back. And Jules and I talk about it now, but it's a theory. It's very theoretical. One day we'll have X or Y, but it's hard to.
Right.
So I appreciate what you said.
Well, anyways, Socrates, an unexamined life is not worth
Oh
living.
yeah. Well, remember Woody Allen? The examined one's no picnic either.
Always the New Yorker with the downer.
Let me tell you.
First thing you talked
the
about
examined one's not much better. Okay.
at the start of this thing, you started with the nihilist creed. So why wouldn't you bring that up? Oh my gosh, this was so much fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get you out of here. I know you got.
No,
like,
it's
things to
whatever.
do.
I mean, it's more the temperature than the time. At this
Carollyn
point.
wrote these questions, and all of them are about your diseases.
You just got to one so far.
How many you
You
got?
get to the phobias and the philias.
I feel like I didn't even read the intro. I'll read the intro right now.
Okay.
An hour into the intro.
Let's go. Let's start again.
Let's start with
reset.
the
Let's get
intro.
the AC going. Camera 2.
You have a passion for the rich. Oh no, for rich, character-driven storytelling. Thought you had a passion for the rich.
That's also
yeah,
accurate.
that helps. You do
There were a
need
couple
money.
movies they were. If you want
Yeah,
the best,
isn't it really always come down to money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Entirely.
You could have the
talk about
greatest
that.
project in the world, and somebody goes, "Who's funding it? Where are you getting the funding?"
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense that they're reaching out to brands because they have the money.
They have money.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it. They have money, and they're not any different than studios. They invest in something, they just have a different return. There you go. Is that part of this?
I don't know. We have no.
Okay,
Oh,
don't.
Nordic Wave. I forgot to open the show.
Nordic Wave,
with
the supplements?
The one, no, the
What's the
cold
Nordic Wave?
plunge.
Oh.
That's
Well, you
my
can
only.
plug that in.
That's
You
the
can
only
fix it in post, right?
affiliate program I have. I haven't sold one in a year and a half.
And to show his dedication, we're building a cold plunge here in the studio, right in this little bucket.
This would be a great place to do one.
I see it filling up.
When it's 112 degrees,
Yeah.
it's great to
That's
plunge.
right.
You know, Nordic Wave, by the way, cold plunge. It's dopamine rush. I'm going to go right after the drug addicts. It's a major dopamine rush. So Nordic Wave,
Nordic Wave.
yeah. And if you have a lust issue, it freezes the nads, so it takes care of the lust.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The last thing I want to talk about is what is it with this spam calling? Somebody told me that iPhone.
Well, this is going great so far. No.
This is what I like about podcasts, though.
I know.
It's like there's
You
no
can do
pressure.
whatever. There's no pressure.
Yeah,
I gotta
I've
go on
always,
TV tomorrow. Or no, Thursday. There's no editing.
Where are you going on?
ABC Nashville or whatever. Or no, it's ABC Nashville or NBC Nashville.
pitching the
Some
book.
local. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Tomorrow
man.
and Friday. And there's no editing of either one. I'm terrified.
Plus the thing we're
7
doing
minutes.
together.
Yeah, but
I'm
you're only
going
doing 3 minutes.
I'm going to. I'm doing 7 and 20.
Oh,
One
my
is 7 and
gosh.
one is 20. I think 7 and 15 or 7 and 18 or something.
Oh,
like that.
wow. That's a nice
No,
interview.
you make a mistake, you stumble, nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Well, let's find out.
As long as you stay off the Lyme disease
Yeah.
and the nihilist creed. And,
Let me
You
tell
know.
you about a poem I read.
and then Woody Allen
Yeah.
with the, man, my God, I didn't realize you're going to be such a downer. You seem so upbeat downstairs when I walk through. I guess short term you're upbeat. Now I'm getting to know the real
I
you.
like to contrast the two, just show how horrible and then how great everything really is.
Yeah. By the way, am I going to see you
contrast.
tonight?
So I think so. Speaking of, I'm taking your advice to heart now that I shouldn't leave my kids 2 nights in a row this week. But
Well, come see my project.
come. This is a good exception, yeah. But
Well, I value your opinion.
I want to see it. I'm really
I
excited.
really do value your
I
opinion.
appreciate
and,
it. Well, yeah, I'll be seeing it, and I should be there. I'm going to get the permission.
I'm looking
slip.
forward to seeing it on a big screen. I've only seen it on my phone.
It's at 6, 7.
6 o'clock, the doors open, and then 6:30 they're showing
The
it.
showing, and what is it? Half hour?
15 minutes.
All right,
Yeah,
let's see
it's
it.
proof of concept.
I'm excited. You feel excited about it?
I do.
Good.
And so far,
Our friend,
just-
our buddy Jeff Dye is in there.
Jeff Dye. I texted him yesterday. He hit 1,000 days of sobriety.
I saw that. I saw that.
Big milestone.
That's great.
One day we'll get him in here. You know, I know you had him for sketches.
He's
and
great.
Stuff.
He's good. Yeah.
He's a good kid.
He'll be
good
back.
kid. He's a good kid.
He's a good man. I think he's a little wild, frankly, but he's a good.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Sober, we've got 1,000.
I didn't know you did that.
Days, they say 1,000. I don't know some of them counting. I don't know what they're counting for.
Yeah, I like that. I'll have to bring you back. We can do the interview with the Orange Man.
This is great.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm grateful for you guys being in here. This is so fun and having you around. And
when are you going to send me a bill?
Great.
I haven't had a bill for a while.
We'll figure it. We'll figure it. Let's see if we can get the AC working, and then we'll send a new bill. August 3rd at Parnassus Books. Where's mine? August 3rd at Parnassus Books in Nashville. I have the honor of being interviewed by friend of the show, Carollyn Xavier, about my novel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's going to do we're going to be in conversation with each other. Not in conversation, talking about, can I have the book?
God, already taking it back.
Talking about you weren't going to read it.
You can have it because it's not signed.
You're doing one book a year. You're not going to read this one. So August 3rd in Nashville, Parnassus Books and Patchett's own bookstore. Going to be a great time. 6:30 p.m. Limited seats. Reserve your space now. Free to attend, but you must reserve. And it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a lot of fun, right?
And Carollyn, for all of you, was my co-host for the while, and then she quit. Walked away because she couldn't stand looking at me for an hour and a half.
Couldn't take the heat.
Yeah, and then, but she is the recovering Californian, very funny. And now we're going to interview somebody that resembles her. I found a doppelganger online.
That's awesome.
Becky Lynn.
Everybody always feels flattered by that. Hey, I got your doppelganger. You look at it.
Saw her at a Walmart, and I decided that we should have her on the show.
Wait. You just saw her at a Walmart?
Well, actually, yeah. Well, she was
Is
on
she
her
like
way.
a public
She was
persona,
on
or is she
Instagram.
just some-
She was on Instagram on her way to Walmart.
Oh,
or
okay.
Dollar General, one of those.
I thought you were in the aisle and just said, "You look like my friend. You want to come on the show and get in the car? We're going to put you on.
We
bring you down to the bungalow."
Yeah, that would end well.
Yeah.
You know, especially in this culture.
Yeah.
You know, just walk up to a strange woman. "Hi, you look like a friend of mine. You want to come to my studio?"
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, hop in the van. We'll take you. We'll pick you up and drop you off.
It's hot, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. So anyway, Zachary Slingsby, owner, entrepreneur, husband, father, nihilist.
Nihilist novelist.
Novelist. Oh, I like that. Nihilist novelist.
Yeah.
And
Not actually, but yeah.
You're actually a good man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks for...
Proud to call you friend, and I'm glad you reached out about your and offered this place for us, because we were in my kitchen, and I don't think one of those got released. That's how good the quality was. Yeah, well, and believe me, I have low standards, obviously. Yeah, I kind of roll with it. And I like the fact that you were here to see the chair peeling apart. So that's good. Maybe we'll get some.
We'll have a word with management. We'll sort it all out.
See if we can work it out.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for your friendship, Jeff. I appreciate it.
God bless you, man. And everybody, subscribe and share. And again, comment. We like them, negative, positive, whatever. But as long as they're done with the intent to make this a better show, we appreciate those. We really do, because you're the ones that drive it.
Can we call it kind of a title suggestion for this episode?
Yes.
Who roofied Tammy?
Who roofied Tammy?
I think Who Roofied Tammy is the title
I
of this
like
one.
that. It's funny you go back. See, man, I tell you, that young mind.
It's the branding.
It's branding. This could be the roofie episode. Yeah. So hashtag roofie. That'll get a whole new group of people. Yeah, that would be. So God bless you guys. Nordic Wave, Cold Plunge, Jeff 150. And we'll see you out there on the road. Go to my website, jeffallencomedy.com, and follow me on socials. And we have a calendar going up at least once a week. We tell them where we're going. Live shows, I will tell you this. I've heard it 1,000 times. It's better live. If you enjoy my clips online, you're going to really enjoy the live show. I got a bunch of new stuff that I have not put out on social media just for that reason, that when you come to a live show, you'll hear some different stuff, some funny stuff. So Joe Beasley, my opening act, is knocking it out of the park. So we have a nice evening for you, man. And our whole goal is to distract you for an hour and a half. That's basically it. Just forget about your problems and laugh. And laughter releases endorphins. Endorphins are the body's natural painkiller. Our goal is to get you stoned out of your mind before you leave my show. So that's the goal. So God bless you. We'll see you next week.